I was wiping grease off my hands after a 12-hour shift at the auto shop when my phone buzzed with a text from my sister Chloe. Need $800 for rent. Due tomorrow. The Kex. No, please. No, how you holding up? Just a demand, like I was her personal ATM. I'd been footing her bills for years. Rent, tuition, even her weekend bar tabs, while working 2 jobs, my back aching, my savings non-existent. But that text? It was the spark that lit the fuse. I was done being her doormat, and what happened next turned our family upside down. My name's Jake, 29, a welder by day, delivery driver by night. Chloe, my 22-year-old sister, was the golden child, the one who got into a fancy private college in Seattle. When she got accepted 2 years ago, my parents, Diane and Tom, acted like she'd won an Oscar. She's going places. Mom would gush, while Dad slapped her back like she was already a CEO. Me? I was just the guy in the background crunching numbers to make her dream life possible. My parents couldn't afford her tuition. Dad's a retired clerk. Mom's a part-time receptionist. So they turned to me. Jake, you're doing okay, right? Mom said, her eyes pleading. I wasn't. But I loved Chloe, so I said yes. At first it was just textbooks, a couple $100. Then it was her dorm fees, her meal plan, her study snacks. Soon I was covering her $1,200 a month apartment because dorms are gross, she whined. I picked up extra shifts, skipped vacations, ate instant noodles to keep her afloat. My dream of buying a fixer-upper cabin in Tacoma? Dead. Meanwhile, Chloe posted Instagram stories from rooftop bars, sipping $20 cocktails, wearing designer jackets I could never afford. Every time I sent her money, she'd say, "I'll pay you back after I graduate." Spoiler, she never did. What stung worse was how my parents acted like this was my duty. Family sticks together, Dad would say, like I wasn't already drowning. Chloe, though, she treated me like garbage. She'd call to complain about her stressful classes or how her roommate stole her yogurt, never asking how I was managing 80-hour work weeks. Once I mentioned I was exhausted and she laughed. God, Jake, you're always so dramatic. Get a better job or something. I swallowed my anger, thinking she'd grow up, see my sacrifice. I was wrong. The real gut punch came last month. Chloe called, all bubbly, saying she wanted to study abroad in Paris. It's only an extra $15,000 for the semester, she said, like it was pocket change. I nearly dropped my phone. Chloe, I can't afford that. I'm barely covering your rent. Her voice turned cold. Wow, Jake, way to ruin my vibe. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You'll figure it out. Figure it out? I was eating off the dollar menu to keep her lights on. When I told Mom, hoping she'd talk sense into Chloe, she just sighed. It's Paris, Jake. You can't take that from her. No one cared that I was killing myself to bankroll her fantasy. Then came the family dinner that broke me. It was a Sunday at my parents' cramped duplex in Olympia. Chloe was back for spring break, and Mom had made her famous lasagna, fawning over Chloe's every word. Tell us about your classes, sweetie, Dad beamed. I sat there, picking at my plate, waiting for someone to ask about my life. Nada. Halfway through, Chloe started yapping about Paris again. It's gonna be amazing, she said, then looked at me with a smirk. Hope you're ready to hustle, big bro. Those baguettes don't pay for themselves. The table laughed. Like I was some joke, I snapped. Maybe you should get a job, Chloe. My voice was calm, but my hands shook. She rolled her eyes. A job? I'm in college, Jake. I'm building a future. Unlike some people. The room went quiet. Mom gasped. Dad glared. But Chloe? She doubled down. What's your deal? You're always so bitter. Just because you're stuck welding cars doesn't mean you get to drag me down. Stuck? Bitter? After I'd given up everything for her? I stood, my chair scraping the floor. Bitter? I said, my voice low. I've worked 2 jobs for years so you could live like a princess. I've got no savings, no life, because every cent goes to you. And you call me a loser? Chloe's jaw dropped, but she recovered fast. Oh, please, don't play the martyr. You're just jealous I'm going somewhere. That was it. The dam broke. Jealous? I laughed, bitter and loud. I'm done, Chloe. No more rent, no more tuition. You're on your own. The silence was deafening. Chloe's face turned red. You can't do that, she shrieked. How am I supposed to live? I grabbed my jacket. Same way I do. Work for it. I walked out, heart pounding, as Mom yelled, Jake, get back here. But I didn't stop. For the first time in years, I felt free. Little did I know, the real drama was just beginning. I woke up to 27 missed calls and an inbox full of venom. Chloe's text started at 2 a.m., a mix of whining and rage. "You're seriously doing this? I'll be homeless, Jake." Then, "You're such a selfish prick." Mom's voicemails were worse, her voice trembling like I'd committed murder. "How could you abandon your sister? We raised you better." Dad's was short, but brutal. "You're tearing this family apart." I sat on my lumpy couch in my tiny Tacoma apartment, staring at my cracked phone screen, wondering if I'd gone too far. But then I remembered Chloe's smirk at dinner, calling me a loser while I paid for her life. Nah, I wasn't backing down. Work that morning was hell. My hands shook as I welded, my boss barking at me to focus. My phone kept buzzing, so I turned it off. By lunch, I had a knot in my stomach, knowing the storm wasn't over. Sure enough, when I checked my messages, Chloe had escalated. She'd sent a group text to me, Mom, Dad, and half our extended family. "Jake cut me off and doesn't care if I end up on the street. So much for family." My Aunt Linda replied, "That's not right, Jake. Help your sister." My cousin, Mark, chimed in. "Cold move, man." I wanted to scream. None of them knew I'd been bankrolling Chloe's entire existence while they cheered her on. I called Mom to set the record straight. "You need to stop this," I said, my voice tight. "Chloe's not helpless. She's been living off me for years, and you act like it's my job." Mom sobbed. "She's in college, Jake. She can't work and study. You're her brother." I laughed, cold and sharp. "Her brother, not her sugar daddy. Why don't you and Dad cover her rent?" Silence. They couldn't. Their savings were gone, blown on medical bills and bad investments. I hung up, my chest tight. This wasn't just Chloe's mess anymore. It was the whole family's. By evening, Chloe had taken it public. I got a notification she'd posted on Instagram, a teary selfie with a caption, "Betrayed by the ones you love most. Gas, family hurts." Her friends flooded the comments. "Who would do this to you?" And "You deserve better." I scrolled through, my blood boiling. She'd painted me as the villain, leaving out how I'd sacrificed everything. My weekends, my savings, my damn sanity. For her. Then I saw her latest story. A screenshot of a Venmo request she'd sent me for $200, captioned, "Guess I'm on my own now." The audacity. She was crowdsourcing sympathy while still expecting me to cave. I was venting to my buddy Ryan at the shop when he dropped a bomb. "Dude, you know she's been telling people you're loaded, right?" I froze. "What?" Ryan shrugged. "Heard it from a mutual friend. Chloe's been saying you've got a side hustle, some crypto thing, and you're just hoarding cash." I nearly choked. Crypto? I could barely afford gas. That's when it hit me. Chloe wasn't just entitled. She was lying to her friends, maybe even our family, to make me look like the bad guy. I felt sick, betrayed in a way I hadn't expected. The next day I got a call from Chloe's landlord, a gruff guy named Sal. "Your sister says you're covering her rent. Payment's late. What's the deal?" I clenched my jaw. "I'm not paying anymore. Talk to Chloe." He grumbled. "She's dodging me. You sure about this?" "Dead sure," I said, hanging up. I pictured Chloe scrambling, her perfect image crumbling, and felt a twisted mix of guilt and satisfaction. She'd built her castle on my dime, and now the walls were caving in. That night, Chloe showed up at my apartment, banging on the door, like a hurricane. I opened it, and she looked like a mess. Mascara streaked, hair wild, nothing like the polished princess she played online. "You win, okay?" she yelled, shoving past me. "I'm screwed. Happy now?" I crossed my arms. "Not happy, just done." She paced, her voice cracking. "I can't pay rent, Jake. They're gonna evict me. I'll have to drop out." For a second I almost softened. Then I remembered her calling me a loser, her lies about my crypto fortune. "Get a job," I said, my voice flat. "Or ask Mom and Dad to bail you out." Her eyes flashed with panic, then rage. "You're heartless," she spat. "After everything we've been through, you'd let me crash and burn?" I stepped closer, my voice low. "Everything we've been through? Chloe, I gave up my life for you, no more." She started sobbing, big, dramatic tears, but I wasn't buying it. "Save it," I said, opening the door. "Figure it out or don't. But I'm not your bank anymore." She stormed out, screaming, "You'll regret this." I shut the door, my heart racing. Regret? Maybe. But I was finally free. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. Ryan texted me a link to a GoFundMe page Chloe had made. Help me stay in school after family betrayal. She'd raised $300 in a day, spinning a sob story about being abandoned. I stared at the screen, my stomach churning. She wasn't just fighting dirty. She was scamming strangers. And the worst part? Our parents were sharing the link, calling her brave. I realized then, this wasn't just about money. It was war. I couldn't sleep after seeing Chloe's GoFundMe. Her sob story, betrayed by family, fighting to stay in school, was racking up donations, won $200 by morning. My parents shared it on Facebook, calling her our brave girl. Brave? She was scamming strangers while I'd burned out keeping her afloat. My blood boiled, but worse was the sinking feeling I'd been played for years. Chloe wasn't just entitled. She was a master manipulator, and our family was her stage. I wasn't about to let her rewrite my life as the villain. I was grinding through a welding shift, sparks flying, when Ryan slid me his phone. Check this, he said. Chloe had posted a TikTok, teary-eyed in her Seattle apartment saying, when your own brother abandons you, but you keep pushing. The comments were a dumpster fire. Your brother's trash, and stay strong, queen. She'd tagged me, so my notifications exploded with hate from strangers. You're a deadbeat, one wrote. Hope you rot, said another. I wanted to smash my phone. How was I the bad guy when I'd given her everything? I called Mom, hoping she'd see reason. Chloe's lying, I said, my voice shaking. She's saying I abandoned her, but I paid her rent, her tuition, everything. Mom sighed like I was the problem. Jake, she's stressed. She didn't mean it like that, I snapped. She's scamming people, Mom, and you're helping her. Dad grabbed the phone. Stop being dramatic. She's your sister. Fix this. Fix this? They were blind, enabling her while she dragged my name through the mud. I hung up, done with their guilt trips. By lunch, I was a wreck, but Ryan had my back. You gotta fight fire with fire, he said, tossing me a burger from the food truck. Post your side. Receipts, dude. I hesitated. Airing family drama online felt dirty, but Chloe had already made it public. I dug through my bank statements. 3 years of Venmo payments, bank transfers, even Cash App notes labeled Chloe's rent or tuition. Thousands of dollars, every cent a piece of my life I'd never get back. I wasn't ready to post yet, but I started screenshotting, building my case. Then came a call that flipped everything. It was Sal, Chloe's landlord, sounding pissed. Your sister's telling me you're paying her back rent. Said you had a misunderstanding. That true? My jaw clenched. Hell no, I told you I'm done. Sal cursed. She's 3 months behind, Jake. Says she's got a rich brother who'll cover it. I'm starting eviction. I felt a pang of guilt. She'd be homeless. But then I remembered her TikTok, her lies. Do what you gotta do, I said. She's not my problem. Hanging up, I felt a cold clarity. Chloe wasn't just using me. She was banking on me caving. That night I got a text from my cousin Lisa, one of the few relatives who didn't drink Chloe's Kool-Aid. Yo, you okay? Chloe's telling everyone you're sitting on a fortune, and cut her off for fun. I laughed, bitter. A fortune? I'm eating ramen, Lisa. She sent a voice memo, her tone serious. Jake, she's been saying you got a big inheritance from Grandpa's estate last year. That's why she expected you to pay for Paris. My stomach dropped. Grandpa died 2 years ago, left me $5,000, which I used to fix my truck. Chloe knew that. Was she delusional, or was this a calculated lie? I confronted Chloe via text. Inheritance? You know I got nothing. Why are you lying? Her reply was instant. You're so full of it. Everyone knows you're hiding money. Just admit. You hate me. I stared at the screen, my hands trembling. Hiding money? I was drowning in debt from her expenses. That's when I realized this wasn't just entitlement. Chloe was rewriting reality to justify her greed, and our parents were buying it. I needed to act before her lies buried me. The next morning, I was at the shop when Lisa called, frantic. Jake, check Chloe's GoFundMe. It's at $5,000, and she's saying she's gonna sue you for emotional distress. I pulled up the page, my heart racing. Sure enough, Chloe had updated it. My brother's lies have left me with nothing. I'm seeking legal action to hold him accountable. Legal action? For what? Not paying her rent? I laughed, but it was hollow. She was unhinged, and the donations kept coming. Her friends were eating it up, calling me a monster. I felt trapped, my life unraveling because I dared say no. Then came the bombshell. Ryan, who'd been digging, sent me a screenshot from a private group chat Chloe was in, leaked by a mutual friend. In it, she bragged, "Jake's too soft. He'll cave. Once I turn up the heat, watch, I'll get my Paris trip." My vision blurred with rage. She wasn't desperate. She was playing me, banking on my guilt to keep the cash flowing. But the last line chilled me. "If he doesn't pay, I've got dirt on him. He'll wish he did." Dirt? What was she planning? I didn't know, but one thing was clear. Chloe wasn't just fighting for money. She was out for blood, and I had to strike back before she destroyed me. I was shaking when I read Chloe's group chat message. "I've got dirt on Jake. He'll wish he paid." Dirt? I'd given her everything. My money, my time, my freaking soul. What could she possibly have on me? My mind raced, replaying. Every moment I'd bailed her out. Every late-night Venmo for her emergencies. Was she making it up, or did she know something I didn't? Either way, Chloe had declared war, and I wasn't going down without a fight. It was time to flip the script. I spent my lunch break at the shop, hunched over my phone, compiling evidence. Bank statements, Venmo logs, texts where Chloe begged for cash, 3 years of proof I'd been her lifeline. My hands trembled as I saved screenshots, each one a reminder of the life I'd lost. Ryan leaned over, whistling. "Damn, dude, you've got a paper trail longer than a CVS receipt." I nodded, grim. "She wants to play dirty? Let's see how she likes the truth." I wasn't ready to post yet. Going public felt like crossing a line. But I needed ammo if she pushed harder. That afternoon, Lisa texted me a bombshell. "Chloe's been crashing at a friend's place. She told them you stole her college fund." I nearly dropped my welder. College fund? There was no fund. Mom and Dad were broke, and I'd paid her tuition directly to the school. This wasn't just a lie, it was a nuke. "She's saying you took Grandpa's inheritance and spent it," Lisa added. "Her friends believe her." My head spun. Grandpa's $5,000 was long gone, and Chloe knew it. She was rewriting history to bury me. I called Chloe, my voice ice cold. "Stop lying about a college fund. You know I paid your tuition." She laughed, sharp and mean. "Prove it, Jake. No one believes you over me." She hung up, and I realized she was banking on my silence. She thought I'd stay quiet to keep the peace. Not this time. I texted Lisa back. "Send me anything you hear. I'm done playing." "Nice." Lisa replied with a thumbs up and a cryptic, "Check your email later." My stomach churned. What else was coming? By evening, Chloe's GoFundMe hit $8,000, fueled by her evil brother's sob story. Then I got a call from Aunt Karen, Mom's sister, who'd always been neutral. "Jake, is it true you cut Chloe off without warning?" I snapped, laying it all out. $30,000 in payments, 2 jobs, Chloe's designer bags while I ate ramen. Karen went quiet. "She said you were hoarding money. I had no idea." I gritted my teeth. "She's lying to everyone, even Mom and Dad." Karen promised to talk to Mom, but I wasn't holding my breath. Then Lisa's email arrived, and it was a game changer. She'd gotten screenshots from Chloe's friend, who turned on her after the college fund lie. In a group chat, Chloe bragged, "Jake's screwed. I told everyone he stole my money. He'll pay to shut me up." Another message. "If he doesn't, I'll say he got aggressive. Cops love a good story." My heart stopped. Aggressive? She was threatening to frame me, maybe even get me arrested. This wasn't just greed. It was evil. I showed Ryan, who cursed. "She's unhinged, man. You gotta go public before she escalates." I nodded, my resolve hardening. I created an anonymous X account and posted a thread. "My sister says I abandoned her. Here's the truth." I uploaded screenshots, bank transfers, Chloe's texts demanding money, even her TikTok calling me a deadbeat. I ended with, "I worked 2 jobs so she could live large. She lied about a college fund I stole. I'm done." I hit post, my pulse racing. No turning back now. Within hours, the thread blew up. Strangers commented, "This is insane," and "She's a leech." Some of Chloe's friends DM'd me, apologizing, saying they'd been fooled. But then Chloe retaliated. She posted a video sobbing, "My brother's spreading lies to ruin me. He's always been jealous." She doubled her GoFundMe goal to $20,000, claiming she needed it for legal fees. My phone lit up with hate again, but this time I had allies. People shared my thread, calling her out. The tide was turning. Then came the call that changed. Everything. It was Sal, the landlord, sounding shaken. Jake, you need to know something. Chloe tried to pay her back rent with a bad check. She said it was from you. I froze. A bad check? In my name? I didn't write any check, I said, my voice low. Sal sighed. Figured. I'm calling the cops. Just thought you should know. As I hung up, my mind raced. Chloe wasn't just lying, she was committing fraud. And I was about to bring her world crashing down. I couldn't breathe after Sal's call about Chloe's bad check. She'd forged my name, tried to scam her landlord, and thought she'd get away with it. My hands shook as I sat in my Tacoma apartment, the weight of her betrayal crushing me. 3 years of sacrifice, $30,000, countless sleepless nights, and she was ready to burn my life to save her own. But I wasn't the pushover she thought. Chloe's lies were unraveling, and I was about to light the match that'd bring her down. I called Ryan, my voice tight. She wrote a bad check in my name. Cops are involved. He cursed. That's fraud, Jake. You gotta protect yourself. He was right. I pulled up my X thread, now viral with thousands of shares, and added an update. My sister tried to pay her rent with a forged check in my name. Here's the proof. I attached a screenshot of Sal's text confirming the bad check, blurred for privacy. The internet erupted. She's done, one comment read. This is criminal, said another. Chloe's GoFundMe froze at $9,500 as donors demanded refunds. By morning, Lisa texted me. Chloe's freaking out. Her friends are ghosting her. Apparently, the mutual friend who leaked Chloe's group chat had shared it wider, exposing her plan to frame me. Her inner circle was crumbling, but she wasn't done fighting. She posted a frantic Instagram story. My brother's hacking my accounts to spread lies. I'm the victim. It was desperate, unhinged, and nobody bought it. Her comments were brutal. Girl, stop. We saw the receipts. I felt a grim satisfaction. Her mask was off. Then Mom called, sobbing. Jake, how could you humiliate Chloe online? She's losing everything. I laughed, cold and sharp. Humiliate her? She forged a check, Mom. She's lucky I'm not pressing charges. Dad jumped in, his voice shaking. You're destroying the family, I snapped. The family? You let her leech off me for years while you cheered. You destroyed us. For once, they had no comeback. I hung up, my chest tight but my resolve ironclad. That afternoon, Aunt Karen called with a twist I didn't expect. Jake, I talked to your parents' neighbor, Mrs. Lee. She saw Chloe sneaking into their house last week while they were out. My stomach dropped. Sneaking in? Why? Karen hesitated. Mrs. Lee said Chloe left with a box of papers. Could be nothing but... Papers? My mind flashed to Chloe's dirt threat. Was she digging for something to use against me? Or worse, against Mom and Dad? I thanked Karen and called Lisa. Find out what Chloe's got. I don't trust her. Hours later, Lisa dropped a bomb via email. A photo of a document Chloe had shown her friend, claiming it was proof I stole her money. It was a forged bank statement, edited to show a $50,000 transfer from a non-existent college fund to my account. My name was on it, but the account number was fake. I stared, bile rising. She wasn't just lying, she was building a case, to ruin me, maybe even sue me. She's showing this to lawyers, Lisa wrote, says she'll end you. I forwarded it to Ryan, who texted back, This is felony level, man, get a lawyer. I didn't have money for a lawyer, but I had the truth. I updated my X thread with the forged statement, blurred for safety, and wrote, My sister's now forging documents to say I stole a college fund that never existed. I paid her way for years. She's desperate. The post exploded, hitting local news blogs. A reporter DM'd me, asking for an interview. I hesitated but agreed, anonymously. My sister scammed everyone, I told them. I just want my life back. The story went live that night, trending in Seattle. Chloe's world imploded. Her GoFundMe was shut down, donors furious. Sal texted me, Cops are looking into the check. She's in deep. Then Lisa called, breathless. Chloe's been evicted. She's crashing with Mom and Dad, but they're fighting nonstop. She's blaming you for everything. I felt a pang. Mom and Dad didn't deserve this, but they'd enabled her. They'd chosen her lies over me. Then came the final blow. A detective called, asking about the forged check and bank statement. We're investigating your sister for fraud, he said. Can you provide your payment records? I sent everything. Venmo logs, bank transfers, texts. She's facing serious charges, he added. My heart sank. Chloe was my sister, but she'd crossed a line. As I hung up, I got a text from Chloe. You've ruined my life. I'll never forgive you. I didn't reply. She'd ruined herself. But the real shock was yet to come. Lisa called late, her voice low. Jake, those papers Chloe took, they're not about you. They're about Mom and Dad. And it's bad. My blood ran cold. What had Chloe found, and how much worse was this about to get? Lisa's words echoed in my head. The papers Chloe took? They're about Mom and Dad. And it's bad. My heart pounded as I sat in my Tacoma apartment, the walls closing in. Chloe's fraud, forged checks, fake bank statements, had already torn our family apart. But this? This felt like a bomb about to detonate. I'd fought to clear my name, exposed her lies on X, and watched her world crumble. Now I braced for the final truth, one that might destroy what little we had left. Called Lisa, my voice low. What papers? What's Chloe got? She hesitated. Her friend sent me a photo. It's a loan document, Jake. Your parents took out $75,000 against their house 3 years ago. Chloe's name is on it as co-signer. My jaw dropped. A loan? Mom and Dad never mentioned borrowing money, and Chloe sure as hell didn't. Why's she hiding it? I asked. Lisa's voice tightened. The loan's in default. They owe $90,000 now, and Chloe's been dodging the bank, blaming you. Blaming me? For their mess? I pieced it together, rage building. 3 years ago, Chloe started college and I started paying her bills. Mom and Dad said they were broke, so I stepped up, but they'd taken a secret loan with Chloe and blown it, probably on her essentials like designer bags and bar tabs. They'd used me as a cash machine while hiding their debt, letting me think I was saving Chloe's future. The betrayal cut deeper than her lies about a college fund. My whole family had played me. I confronted Mom that night, my voice shaking. You took a loan with Chloe and never told me? While I worked 2 jobs? Mom sobbed. We didn't want to burden you. Burden me? I laughed, bitter. You let me burn out for years while you and Chloe spent that money. You lied to my face. Dad cut in, defensive. We thought Chloe would pay it back after college, I snapped. She's been scamming everyone, Dad, and you enabled her. They had no answer, just tears. I hung up, done. The next day, Lisa sent the loan document. It listed Chloe's tuition and apartment as approved expenses. My parents had funneled the money to her knowing I'd cover the rest. I added it to my X thread. My family hid a $75,000 loan while I paid my sister's bills. They lied to me for years. The post went nuclear, hitting national blogs. Strangers called Chloe a grifter, and my parents enablers. I felt vindicated but hollow. My family was gone. Chloe's downfall was swift. The detective called. Her forged check and fake bank statement led to fraud charges. Her GoFundMe donors filed complaints, and the platform banned her. Evicted, she moved into Mom and Dad's cramped duplex, but the bank was seizing their house over the unpaid loan. Lisa heard Chloe screaming at them daily, blaming me for ruining her life. Her friends ditched her, her Instagram went silent, and her Paris dreams evaporated. She was stuck, broke, and alone. I got a final text from Chloe. I hate you. You took everything. I didn't reply. She'd taken my trust, my savings, my family. I'd only taken back my life. Mom and Dad stopped calling, too ashamed or too busy fighting the bank. Relatives who'd bashed me now sent apologies, but I ignored them. I'd learned my lesson. Family isn't blood. It's loyalty. A month later, I sat with Ryan at a dive bar, my first night off in years. I'd started saving for that Tacoma cabin again, one welding job at a time. The news broke. Chloe pleaded guilty to fraud, got probation, and a $10,000 fine she'd never pay. Mom and Dad lost their house, crashing with a cousin. I felt a pang. They'd made their bed. But I was free. As Ryan raised his beer, he grinned. To new beginnings, man. I clinked his glass, a weight lifted. Chloe's lies had burned us all, but I'd risen from the ashes, and I wasn't looking back. And here it is, the finale of today's story. Did everything turn out as you imagined, or did it end unexpectedly? I'd love to hear what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's dive into the discussion together. If this Story kept you in suspense. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? This is your chance to join an incredible community where exciting new stories unfold every day. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date. Thanks for your attention, and see you on your new adventures.